The Las Vegas match and the Houston Bolts put on incredible performances on these first matches, but now we're just getting started and it's time for our second tie as we continue this 2025 PPL season. So please, let's give it up for the San Diego Stingrays. Please, let's welcome Veronica Verseda. Lucia Sainz. Maxi Sanchez. And Jairo Bautista. Let's make some noise for the Flowrida Goats. Please, let's welcome Gemma Triay. Delfi Brea. Pablo Cardona. And Leo Augsburger.
Hello everyone and welcome back for our second tie of the morning session. It is the San Diego Stingrays against the Flowrida Ghosts. Verseda and Lucia Sainz taking on Gemma Triay and Delfi Brea. This is a really high level doubles match to get us underway. Triay and Brea obviously play together in other tournaments. They won their opening match, as did Verseda and Lucia Sainz. So
this promises to be a classic.
It does indeed. It's one of these where you think we've been looking at who will make it to the podium day on Sunday, and under normal circumstances you would fancy both of these to be knocking on the door, but one of them probably isn't going to make it.
Well, that's, you know, it's a tough draw here. Stingrays against Flowrida Goats. Probably, for many, the favourites for this year's crown are the defending champions. Won the title last year in style, but the Stingrays have been one of the surprise packages here in Miami. Now, can the losers make it through to Sunday's final? If you take a set in a loss, it's going to go down to the wire.
No, I'll tell you what, if you lose, you won't make it through. Not to the first and second place final, at least, because...
But you could make it through to the third or fourth playoff. Possibly. It'll be difficult. Let's remember, though, Lucia Sainz and Verseda, they won yesterday. They beat the Houston Volts, pairing of Lorena Rufo and Marta Barrera. Delfi Brea, hyper-competitive player from Argentina. Obviously, former New York Atlantic. In the pick earlier, tipped Flowrida Goats to win this one. I think the first set could be tight, but I do think that Delfi will have a very good outing. I think she is capable of playing better than what we saw on day one. But of course, these players are adjusting to a new playing surface, great playing surface, playing in Miami, and we're seeing better performances from all the players, I think, in their second outing.
I think it's close. I think a lot depends on Lucia, obviously, hugely experienced player, and she's just going to make sure that she can keep every ball alive that she can. Gemma hits good smashes. She's not a massively powerful hitter, Gemma Triay. And Delfi, just an all-round player, really, isn't she? Whereas Verseda, playing with a ponytail. It's interesting, in the publicity shot, she's like got her hair looking, I was thinking, who's that? And then you go, oh, right, yeah, put a ponytail on, it's Vera. Big hitter as well. She used to play Barbara Las Heras, and they complement each other very well. So, similar sort of pairing with Lucia, who keeps it going, keeps it tidy, keeps the ball moving, and Vera to try and basically kill those points.
Gemma and Lucia have played together. I mean, Lucia has had an amazing career, One of the veterans, because of course Lamperti no longer playing on the PPL. Also,
it's that first generation of the paddle tour, isn't it, really?
Also the Alieto twins, you know, players that came from tennis, very good tennis players, who then switched to paddle. But now, of course, you look at this younger generation, and if not all of them, 95% start off directly in paddle.
Well, we saw that with the lads we had on the last match, Alberto Garcia, for example, because they began in paddle rather than switching from tennis to paddle. So we're all ready to go.
We're looking forward to Stingrays against Flowrida Goats. Pro Padel League in Miami, the final group day. 3 group days started on Thursday with just one session, double sessions on day 2, a double session here today at the Wayfair Arena. Then at 11 o'clock local time, that's 5 o'clock in the evening Central European summertime, the first, second, third, fourth places will be decided with third taking on fourth to see who takes that third spot. And then, of course, the final, who will take 25 points and bragging rights and a title and more prize money, and who will take the 19 points for finishing second.
Exactly, then all the points will be tallied up over the season, see who goes to New York, and the two people who have to watch it with us, or the two teams that have to watch it with us, rather than being out there on court.
Yeah, just 8 franchises qualifying. Last year, one of the franchises to miss out, Cancun, the other, Stingrays.
Well, Cancun, I think, being one of the surprise packages, winning 3 of their 4 matches. Let's see what the Stingrays can do. Okay, it's going to be Delfi Brea to get us underway for the Goats. Wouldn't want to even calculate how many times, for example, Lucia and Gemma have faced each other over the years. Good opening winner there from Delfi.
Good hit from deep. Behind the service line, Delfi Brea.
Didn't have a massive angle to aim for, but really good shot. Swerving in. Little bandeja there from Lucia. So just forcing them a little bit deeper.
It's a lengthy rally, as was the first point of the match.
I think that might well be the tonic in this match. I really do.
Well, Lucia Sainz is a player who makes very few mistakes. Veronica Verseda is very solid.
Can be a bit temperamental, has to be said. Got a bit of a temper on her by all accounts. But that just makes her aggressive on court, and that Delfi somehow managed to put that out the door. So Delfi also another really intense player. And again, Lucia sends it deep.
Really good passing shot down the line.
And again from Delfi, that very similar style winner.
Just drifting into the centre. Veronica Verseda.
Sat up nicely for it, didn't it? But loose shot there from Gemma.
There. Gemma Triay.
Calls a fault there, the umpire. Goes long, 40-30. It's kind of quiet in the moment on court, isn't it?
Bit of a tentative start, but I'm sure that the longer the game goes on, the more the crowd will be more vocal, and also both benches, because the previous tie,
Wow, I got a
they
bit.
were making so much noise.
Got a little bit tasty, didn't it?
It did. I wouldn't say it was tense, but it was a few sparks. I think the umpire for the first time just had to calm down a few players. Brea and Triay, good hit, good winner. and they take the first game with serve.
Well, with these first 2 matches today, they've broken our unwritten rule of the first game.
Especially here in Miami. I think all the tournaments we've been covering, we've seen more first game dropped on serve from recall in any tournaments, and that's because the teams are very competitive. That mix of youth, talent, experience, it's working really well. It's made for a very entertaining
definitely,
Pro Padel League opener.
I think we're seeing the young players coming here, and maybe it's because you're playing in front of a dugout, a bench, and because you're playing in front of your teammates and your companions, that maybe that is why they've actually been really confident and just felt more supported than, you know, sometimes if it's just you two and a coach. And sometimes, let's be honest, a lot of pairs depending in the tournaments they're playing might not even travel with a coach.
Now here you have a coach for the team, normally a former player. Physio, family and friends, and also the families get to spend a lot of time together with the families of the other players on the team, and they're all bonding. And we saw that, you know, when Cancun won last night, you know, that group, or piña as I would say in Spanish, celebration, jumping up and down. And moments ago, before this game started, the Houston Volts also celebrating the men's victory.
Exactly. It was great. Unleashes that. Delfi and Lucia Sainz can't control it, so love 30 on Lucia Sainz serve.
Later, we will see in action the captain of the Stingrays, Maxi, former world #1 from Argentina. Has sat out the tournament so far, maybe saving himself for day 3.
Saved himself for Ausberger and Cardona. Came in, I was just between matches, I just went to nipped out for a caffeine hit. And in our staff room, and Maxi was just walking in with his son, carrying his rackets for him.
Over there by the bench.
The youth system.
No doubt. If he has the Maxi genes, that will become a very good paddle player.
Love 40, by the way.
A game of chess. Just moving the pieces.
Does really well there, Gemma.
Just for the opening, for the checkmate. Just looking chess, looking patient.
And worked the opening, really well played, really well worked by Triay and Delfi Brea, who we should remind people do play outside of Pro Padel League as a pairing as well. Starting to build up a good understanding. In fact, I think it's one of the things that Gemma has, after Salazar had her operation, she went through quite a lot of partners.
Yes, she did. Looking for, because of course, when you're used to reaching finals, contesting for titles, because Alejandra Salazar, you know, and Gemma were, you know, the top-ranked players. Then, of course, Paula and Adi's here. Also her later in action, the New York Atlantics, they took over the top, you know, pairing in the world, and there you are trying to stay in the top 4, top 6 even, you know, looking for other good players. And in the end, we saw Delfi switch sides to play alongside.
She was playing a lot with Bea Gonzalez.
Yes, who also had an injury also.
She had a lot of injury problems, Bea. Otherwise, she'd
had a couple of tough seasons.
She'd be regularly top 3 or 4.
And she would be here also at the PPL. She was looking forward to coming here. Of course, her injury does play a part, and I'm sure if she is available and fit, you know, she could be a really good mid-season signing by a few clubs who might not get the results they were hoping for in the first couple of tournaments of the year.
(30-15).
No mistakes, Brea and Gemma Triay. I just want to test the commentator's curse ball.
Well, it just...
I just want, look,
you
for
were
a
very
second,
close
that
there.
neck.
Very
I want to
close.
see, you know, because so far, whenever I said anything, it's the opposite's happened. That's
Oh,
a
cracking
draw.
shot.
Oh, that's a cracking.
No, it's just got into the side.
Wow, there you go, because we're not sat at the far end.
Yep.
I thought that might have just squeezed in. But out
Really hard, those calls, those tight calls.
from the veteran. 3 games to love.
Only the one break, though, let's remember. But it's I think it's the advantage, isn't it, of serving first and basically holding your serve. It just looks a lot better than it, maybe a little bit better than it really is.
Flowrida Goats with a convincing win here will be playing on Sunday and probably for the title. Now, it's interesting to see Miami, New York, Atlantics, because, you know, those two teams are also contenders, but they meet. Now, you may be wondering how that system works. Over the course of the regular season events, all the teams do play one another, but of course, with just 3 group games, there's no time for all the teams to play. There are 10
everybody.
franchises.
You can't play a full round robin.
Can't play
We'd be
9.
here for a fortnight.
Or even longer. You can't play 9, you know, games. So you will play every single team over the regular season. Now the regular season will continue in Spain. We'll return here to this side of the Atlantic. Mexico, Guadalajara. There's an event at the end of August, beginning of September in the Hamptons. More on that later. And then we will know, or by then, the names of the 8 franchises through to the Cities Cup in Brooklyn, New York.
Just in. Love, little backhand chopped into the net there by Delfi. Ah, nicely down the feet from Lucia.
Yeah, Sainz.
Really good lob and took it on first time. Venomously hits that off the glass on the backhand. And does well there, Vero, to keep that in. Was that in?
They're looking at the umpire.
Oh, and the umpire's looking back at them.
He's yet to make the call.
Shot to Gemma. Shot to Gemma. 30-15.
Point 2. Triay and
What do you reckon?
Brea. Give the umpire the benefit of the doubt. We were saying earlier how Sainz and Triay played together back in 2020. They were the world #1 pairing.
2020 seems like an eternity ago, doesn't it?
It wasn't that long ago. It wasn't that long ago. And Saif was 35. Also both players are from Barcelona. A bit of a hub, Barcelona, for paddle players. There's a couple of clinics and training schools in Barcelona, also in Madrid.
San Cugat.
Where I would say 90% of the players reside.
Just over the hills from Barcelona. 30-40, 2 break points after, I think that ball into the side might have just disrupted Vero's concentration for a moment. Chance though for love 4. Responds nicely with another good. All the lobs here have been really, really good.
Another brilliant backhand.
I thought she got that over there for a second, Gemma, but golden point.
Look at some of the young players who are starting, paddle, 10, 12, 11, then turning, pro at the age of 18. With Sainz didn't turn pro until she was 30.
But
just shows how the game has changed.
I was just going to say, but the whole thing was different, wasn't it? The
Very
circuit,
different
the
setup.
prize money,
Yeah, and also paddle.
the coverage.
Wasn't even global as far as tournaments were concerned.
So it's good that she can enjoy. That's gone long. Another
long this
break.
time from
Love
the
4.
veteran.
So it's good that she can enjoy the fruits of it in these last
Definitely,
few years.
because,
It can fully deserve.
These are the pioneers.
Lucia Patti, for example, Patti we'll see up soon.
The vast majority of events were held in Spain. And then, we started to see a few events.
World Paddle
played,
Tour began, and then other tours.
but, it's going global. It's played in over 110 countries worldwide. We're seeing how this sport is developing, growing here in the US with the number of courts. I think, Paul, you've got the count, haven't you?
Well,
They keep you informed when they build a new court. 600?
600. They don't come with every new court.
Just over 600. I know Mike Dorfman said he used to know exactly how many courts the CEO of Premier Paddle.
We've got a friend who's just taken a job, a mutual friend who's just taken a job selling paddle courts in the US.
Because of the boom here, and PPL working really hard to promote the sport, not just here now in the US, with that expansion into Europe and down into Mexico.
But the fact that there's companies taking on people specifically for that shows that there is a market for it. Here we've got a lovely Adidas court, which has already shown us it can take a bit of punishment.
No, yeah, I mean, it was...
That Leo
saw the
Hausberger
debut
go
last
into
season.
it.
Campagnolo just threw himself, and we thought for a second, wow, stood firm, stood firm. They're made of stern stuff, these courts, to withstand everything, really.
Well, they say people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones, but if your glass house was made out of this glass, you might be able to get away with it.
Definitely.
Wow.
Whoa, what a winner. Down that middle. They are flying through this opening set. Delfi Brea.
Didn't. Once again, really, really difficult to scoop out there, 40-15.
Lovely backhand. Oh, such a fan of those backhand winners.
I do like those backhand, yeah.
You've got to be standing over the net. It's the way you flick it down, the bounce over the sidewall. And it's already 5-love in just 18 minutes this first set.
I am amazed at how quickly this is going.
Stingrays have been stung, Paul. Come on, you've been doing this throughout day 1 and day 2.
That doesn't even
It's about
count.
time. It's about
Stingrays have
time
been
I
stung, that
started
doesn't
also throwing a few bad jokes.
But, you know, but some of the rallies have been quite long. But
they started off being really long in the first 3 games. And there were, you know, that golden point that stood out. Well, what we normally see is as soon as that first set is about to end, the men's doubles teams head off onto the practice court. They start warming up before the official 5-minute warm-up they get ahead of their game. And it does look like this could be a quick one.
We'll see what happens now, but I will be absolutely amazed if the second set, okay, we've still got to finish the first set, but if the second set is as...
It'll be tighter. It should be.
Players to goal, please.
I mean, the biggest winning margin, 6-2, 6-love. That was yesterday. Marina Lobo and Sophia Sainz beating Guinart and Iglesias. Surprise win as well. Not a surprise that they actually beat Iglesias and Guinart in straight sets and only dropping 2 games. That was the first 6-love at a PP event for almost a year.
About to serve now, Lucia, to avoid that. This first set going to love.
Misses that approach volley. The Argentine.
Just had a stretching back there, Gemma, with the lob. Dominating the net, and it's only going to end one way, that, isn't it? When they're controlling the net.
Got to be grateful to Delfi Brea's father, Nito, who first introduced her into tennis, but thought, okay, I think your skills are better for paddle. He was actually a professional player and also coach, so...
paddle player or tennis?
No, paddle player. Professional paddle coach and player. And kind of guided Delfi through her early years. And then she moved to Madrid, which is where she now plays out from. But of course, defends the colours of Argentina.
Whoa, 3 set points. Just clips the net. Still first serve. Again, just in. Oops. You to me.
You, me, you, me.
There you go.
Excellent.
Well.
Recover from that mix-up at the back. Take the point and first set to love.
6-love in 22 minutes. I am amazed by that. Absolutely amazed.
I mean, there was that golden point, and when you lose a golden point against the likes of, oh, look at me, Flowrida Goats, defending champions, signing Delfi, I think is a big boost. Yes, they have lost some good players, but they've also signed some very good players.
And I'm saying it's a partnership that plays together on a regular basis.
I mean, they could be one of the few teams to have both the men's and women's playing on Sunday.
Well, they're the reigning champions, you know, so maybe that's not a surprise. And even though there's a change of personnel, change of faces,
No Stupa, no
and, you know,
Nenno.
and it would be a big step to already putting a, well, yeah, I'd say if you win your 25 points, you're going a long way
that's
to
a
putting your
massive
foot,
step, isn't it?
putting a foot into the finals already, isn't it, into the Cities Cup?
Because it's a top 8. And so
Yeah.
that's why the teams who know they might not win an event should still be aiming for those 12 points, 9 points, 5 points, because you total up those points over the season, and maybe with 20 points, you could still, you know, you'll make that top 8.
I reckon there's a good...
Maybe less even. Because if you get somebody like Flowrida Goatsport, who are going to win many of the events, along with Miami,
even with 15, you might have a chance,
points.
because
that could be the cut-off point.
There could be a couple of teams that lose. Okay, we've already seen the Polar Bears lose everything today. Imagine they go to the next tournament and lose everything again.
Yes,
Hopefully
you could have one,
you know,
you could have one club, one team that maybe struggled throughout the season
and then,
for whatever reason, and that's one team out the running. So there's, you know, only one other club that will miss out. So you've got to try and get as many points
But I
as
reckon
possible.
20 points you're there easily. And so if you're taking 25, but it obviously then would depend on seeding on who you get in the
Obviously,
next, in the finals.
because obviously when it comes to those group stages at the PPL, the Cities Cup, the higher you finish on paper, an easier route to the final.
Exactly. Delfi getting us underway in the second set, as she did in the first. And starting off
Good
with
hit.
15 points.
They're not maybe having the legs just to race forward. They like to come off the glass and try and attack the shot.
Just in.
What a stretch though from Sainz. And again, you know, there with the back up against the glass, it's difficult to set off again.
Can't really get your swing in it.
And maybe there, I mean,
She might not.
Veronica could have perhaps cut across diagonally. Big shout, leave it, let it bounce off the glass wall. I'll take over the point. But we're seeing two players that aren't making any mistakes.
No.
2 unforced errors I've counted in that first set.
And we have had seasons where we've watched Gemma play, and she'll sometimes have a storming first set, lose it for a little bit in the second, and then
I wouldn't say it's
bounce back in the third.
I wouldn't say it's complacency, but sometimes, you know, when you've won a set 6-love,
But I wonder if that's
take your
what,
foot off the gas a little,
But I
because also
wonder-
you're thinking of the next game, aren't you?
Yeah, but I wonder if having Delfi as a partner is a help in that way, because Delfi is really intense.
Hugely competitive. But then you need to be, you know, to be, whoa, great shot there, Lucia. Just couldn't get that return back and over the net. And it's now 1-love in the second set. We'll be talking about that points scoring, that regular season events points system. So the winners on Sunday, both the men's and women's, will take 25 points. Second place, the team that loses the final will take 19, still a decent haul. Third and fourth will be looking to win 15 or 12. Now, the teams that do not qualify for podium day, 5th down to 10th, can still take points. Points mean prizes. Coming into the season, you could be in that
How
season
many
finale.
points do you get for, say, finishing 7th?
Finishing 7th, you get 6, 5, 3, 1, 0 if you finish 10th.
See, so there's 5, 3, 1, 0. So, you know, there could be teams that finish 6th and 4 times, and that's 20 points.
That's 20 points. So you're saying the cut-off point will be 20 points?
I reckon about 20. Top of my head. really well defended there by Lucia.
Staying put, they're having to be forced back now. Why? Because Verseda didn't join her at the net. And then she moved back alongside Padel's partner. Now Verseda does go forward and wasn't too sure where to go.
And it just opened up for Delfi, didn't it? Yeah.
Between the two players, unlike Delfi Brea and today. It was like, I'm going to go forward, I'm going to look, I'm going to go back, do I go forward? And
yeah,
just out of position. And also, you need to look more at your doubles partner to see where they are. When you've been playing with somebody over a period of time, you know where they are without having to look.
And you love 15.
I just mistimed it. I was going for the shot on the rise. Didn't quite catch it cleanly, Lucia.
So once again, though, under pressure on the serve, yet to win a point. Sorry, yet to win a game. Love 30. Bit of frustration, perhaps, with that one.
I mean, it's difficult. I mean, you're playing for a team at the end of the day. And, you know, sometimes you look at the faces of, you know, your teammates, the owners, people you're spending the whole week with, and it's a bit of added pressure. And they can play much better, so that's where the frustration comes from. We've seen Veronica play really well, of course, and VSC former #1. But they've been outclassed so far.
Gemma and Delfi, I think they made about 2 mistakes.
Yeah, 2 mistakes in the first set. 2 unforced errors.
Oh.
And just out. Well played, Veronica.
Let's have a look at that again. See there, it bounces once. Gemma was able to return it, but it then hers bounced out, which was a bit unfortunate. Just gone a bit long.
Travels long.
30, 40.
Gemma. Out of the position, Delfi, he was covering. And they win that point.
Well
Why?
done.
Because a player took a shot that wasn't theirs.
Golden point.
And suddenly they're running to try and cover one another. Deuce, golden point.
Well, we've seen a few times where someone's come back from love 40 to save 4 match points.
To receive. Gemma Triay to receive.
Gemma. That's a great lob.
Really good rally.
Big point, isn't it?
Good pick up, Veronica. Oh, that readjust, did really well. That was a miss hit, but it went in. Got so lucky there, Delfi.
And in the end,
Got so lucky with that miss hit.
Flowrida goal. They lead.
And that's a tough pill to swallow for today.
after coming back from
Opponents, because Verseda and Sainz played really well in that point.
after coming back from love 40 as well to force a goal point.
Gemma Triay to serve.
And also there was a big miss hit from Delfi Brea. Came off the frame.
It just looped up almost like a bandeja, didn't it? nothing you can really do about that.
The men's doubles teams had better be warming up. I think this one could be over in under an hour.
Ah, wonderful.
Lovely
and just
mix and match. What? That's just the pure power and then the touch. Delfi.
And there's just no way you're going to get to that after the backspin either, is there?
And the Bibra and then the Tejada. And that was tucked way into the corner. Looking to head back to their team bench, having played and won all 9 games of the match so far. Winds up for the big smash, and it carries over to their side of the court, and it is 3-0 in the second set.
It's amazing. 9 games, they've not won one yet.
This is the best start by any double team here. 6-love, 3-love. Coach of the Stingrays. Plenty of work to do. Not saying that the coach of the Flowrida Goats doesn't have work to do. Of course, his team are doing very well. The men are up later. That should be a quick fire game. If it's anything like what we saw
That's
yesterday,
not going to last more than
do not like
even if it goes 7-6, 6-7,
an hour, less than an
12-10.
hour.
It's still an hour and a half maximum, isn't it?
Don't make the mistake of some people here in the crowd of saying, I'm popping out for a refreshment. You come back 15, 20 minutes later and you've missed an entire set. Even the first set here took only 22 minutes. In this match between the Stingrays and Flowrida Goats. But honestly, if you've not seen Leo Alsberger or Cardona play, don't go away. They are worth the watch. A lot of people were in awe of the 2 young players after their performance yesterday.
It is going to be Verseda to get us back underway here.
Verseda to serve. New balls.
With new balls, which, let's see if that'll help her get. It's the first game on the board. Because, okay, we can say that Delfi and Gemma are one of the top 2 pairs in World Padel. But Lucia Sainz and Vero are not this much below them that we're seeing today, at least in terms of results.
In terms of results and achievements, they've had very good careers, and of course, Lucia Sainz has been playing longer, has tasted more success, has played at the highest level possible. Veronica has been a player who's been knocking on that door, but right now there are very few players better than Gemma and Delfina, and fewer doubles teams actually better than these 2. You've got Paula, you've got Adi.
Well, I would say that's it. and it's
and that's where the counting stops.
And it's a bit of a coin toss, isn't it? If they meet each other, it's 6 of one, half a dozen of another. Who's going to win it? We're playing.
Good anticipation there, Lucia Sainz. Needed that. Got a bit of luck there. Kiss the fence, could have gone anywhere. And a chance here to finally get off the mark. We know one wants to see the team lose 6-love, 6-love. Winds up for the big smash, and it's a winner.
Big round of applause from the teammates there.
Also quite a few neutrals in the crowd. Still though, a mountain to climb for the San Diego Stingrays. Lost the first set 6-love, 3-1 down, and it is a serve for Delfi Brea.
Net. First serve.
Out. It's called 15-love.
Look how quickly they want to get the service game done and dusted. I mean, if they get this done quickly, they'll watch the men's, which will probably be just as quick. And then they can go out and enjoy the sights of this wonderful city.
Or prepare for the finals.
They'll go out.
They can do both.
They
Podium day.
They can do both.
15 all.
They'll have time just to enjoy some of the sights of Miami. And tomorrow morning, a bit of early morning training, warm-up, a bit of team tactics also. There's always a tactical team talk before match day. And then by the end of tonight, they would know who they will be playing on Sunday.
We'll know all the pairings at the end, yeah, exactly at the end of this
After
session.
the final session, maybe before, but definitely at the end of the final session. Due about 11 midnight local time here in Miami.
Oh, good lob once again.
Dos Arriba gets the call up, but they both come forward.
Good lob again from Delfi.
And that's really clever. That is trademark Lucia Sainz.
15-70.
Just goes to show it's not power. Look at this again. I need a replay. I want to watch that shot again from Lucia Sainz. I'm not going to get a replay, am I? Nope. They're saving it for later. But an excellent passing shot.
Like Delfi just, no.
Just guided cross court. Nothing Delfi could do.
Oh, that's cruel.
There was Veronica waiting to pounce. That's the second time we've seen that happen.
No, we saw someone get
on
it
the other
out
side of the court.
On the other side, put it back in, and it hit the
Hit
top.
the yellow stanchion that supports.
They actually got to it, put it back
one
in,
of the
and it hit the
floodlights.
stanchion. Yeah.
It was the Arkansas Matrix against the Flowrida Goats.
Was it
in
Alex-
yesterday
was it
men's
Alex
doubles.
Arroyo, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Good lob.
Oh, good scramble there.
Well recovered.
Cross.
Well recovered.
And again, she goes out. It's in. Oh, the tape. Again, well, that's becoming Veronica's speciality.
Well, I think she deserved that.
So quick.
Well, I ran along the top,
It did.
didn't it, of the
It
net?
just-
That was a great angle to see it.
It was well read because Gemma was where she needed to be and just couldn't scoop it over the net.
So, 2 break points. Aye, into the side, golden point, but still a break
Chance
point.
to break.
Golden point. To receive.
Only one
Lucia
break
Sainz.
in this second set.
There's still it's 3-1, but just a break to the good.
Yeah, just one break. So, chance here for Lucia Sainz and Veronica Verseda to tie. If they can win here, they'll be serving for 3-3.
Oh, was a nasty one, but she did really well.
Clearing the net, gets the net. Verseda.
Ooh.
That just grazed the roof. This one's slightly lower.
Oh, she couldn't control it. 4-1. Good battling though from both pairs in that game. I thought they were going to break it. I had this feeling that they might break it.
They played really well. I mean, they would have won back-to-back games after dropping the first 10. So, Paul, 43 minutes gone. I hear the men are about to make their way back here to the centre court.
You do? Why do people tell you things and not me?
Or just a quick announcement, no flash photography, because it's a very dark arena,
and of course
great to see.
And there's a little bit of reflection on the glass, very little, which means you can still see perfectly, but if you get flash sometimes that really doesn't help. You see the reflections there.
The crowd have been great. They've
been very good, very respectful.
Very respectful, very little noise. They know when to take their seats, when to wait before the players sit down between games. Because there's a lot on offer here. Of course, you have the best paddle in the world on this centre court, but you have a couple of shops here outside, great hospitality, good access. The players also mingling around with the visitors here to the Wayfair Arena.
Families there as well, so.
And the families here too.
Right, Lucia Sainz to serve 4-1 down, just one break down, so if they hold serve again, there's a decent chance they can once again look to pressure on Gemma Triay's next serve.
What they need to do is
they've got to hold
on to their serve.
Hold
because
this.
Otherwise it could be Delfi Brea serving for the match. That was quite far there, set up nicely for Verseda. What a pick up, and that's an excellent winner there from Lucia.
Just a bit long.
Oh, brilliant. That was so good. Caught Veronica there. Wrong-footed.
When she's on form, Gemma, she just seems to have so much time. More time, I'd say, almost than any other player.
I think her greatest strength is anticipation.
Which is why she has that time.
It is, because she's always where she needs to be. You think it's going to be a winner, but and has this kind of gift that she never looks like she's running or sprinting. She just pops up where she knows, she reads the walls really well. Her positional play is up there with the best in the world, if not the best even. Because she's not the strongest of hitters, or even the fastest players on the court.
Oh, 15-40, so 3 break points, which would take us to 5-1.
Well, as soon as this match ends on this centre court at the Wayfair Arena, it will be the turn of the men's doubles team. Now, this will be the final match of the morning session. There'll be a recess until 6 o'clock local time as that passing shot down the line on the backhand side hands Triay and Brea a chance to serve for the win. It's now 3:15 local time here in Miami. Yesterday, the morning session finished about 4:30, if I'm not mistaken, Paul. We'll be headed
We had
for a
about
very
an hour.
similar time.
We had
yeah.
about an hour and 20 minutes.
I think it's a very similar finish time, because the game up next is going to be quick. Great pick up there on the backhand side. Delfi
Just slips away.
Yeah, just saw it
115.
go wide.
Well blocked. Once again,
Falls back. It's just clever. It's Lucia with an array of shots. Just bosses the point. And look, not going for the winner.
No, no.
Just working her opponents.
the best
just working the opponents.
It's the best I've seen her play for a long time.
But just commanding the point. That's what you need to see if you're watching at home. There was no need to go for that big winner, because you probably wouldn't have won the point outright from the position from where she was standing in. And it was just move your opponent and then gradually...
It's going to be really interesting, if you haven't watched paddle very much, to compare the way that Gemma and Delfi are playing. Obviously, it's men against women, and there is a slightly different style because of the hitting.
There you go, look at that.
Yeah, because of the hitting
Great shot.
hitting ability. But then you compare it with Cardona and Ausberger, and you'll see completely different.
But even what they do is very different from
what some others do.
All the men's doubles we've seen. I mean, just that game just stood out. And we were saying, if you were watching us yesterday, it is the match with the shortest points I've ever seen. Wow, what a drop shot. Superb. Dorby Leonard. Wait, just drops dead, or just put the ball to sleep, put the point to sleep. 5-1, 40-15, a set to the good. 3 match points.
Well done
And
again.
that's a hat-trick from Veronica Verseda.
30.
Still 2 match points.
Again, Gemma knew where she needed to be, but the execution was perfect.
I mean, you don't have many options to return it when somebody puts
No.
it into the net like that.
It's gone.
No, it hasn't.
Oh, it hasn't, just in. Pegadísima, saying they're really close to the net. That was a good lob.
Wow, she does really
Great
well there
block
to
volley.
defend it, but no chance there. Well played, Delfi Brea.
Excellent
And
match,
there you have
excellent
it.
performance.
6-love, 6-1 in 52 minutes. The Flowrida Goats.
6-0,
Well, they will be through, no doubt, to the final
Yeah,
on
because
final day.
so
First
few
against
points
second.
against.
Dropping so few games, winning their matches. And as for the Stingrays, outclassed. I mean, I think any women's doubles team against the 2 players we saw and how they played today would have been outclassed.
They were outstanding today, absolutely outstanding. And you got to say
Favourites? There's a... Come on,
I'm gonna
don't sit on the fence. You're sitting on the fence.
If Ari Sanchez and Andrea Ustero get to the final, it'll be really good. But I would say these two would be my slight favourites.
Playing the level of paddle they just played now in this victory.
Yeah.
I think they would be favourites, but Andrea Ortega and Ari will be in action later, and they are just as good. So shortly, Paul, we'll hear the winners. Share their thoughts.
Level. We will indeed, and then we'll have a very quick break.
It's about 5 minutes if you want to quickly dart off.
Now is the moment to make your cup of tea or coffee or go and wash your hands, because
with milk, 2 sugars, please.
Sugar and tea. No, you want to watch Cardona and Ausberger. It will be wildly entertaining. If they have a great game, it'll be great, and if they don't have a great game, it'll still be entertaining.
There will be so many outstanding points. There is Delfi with Javi, our colleague from the Spanish feed. Arantxa also our host.
And here comes Gemma. Okay, so we'll hear from our winners, and we'll be back with you very soon.
Hello once again, paddle fans, and what a great way to start this second tag, Javi.
Felicidades para Delfi Brea y para Gemma Triay. Bueno, chicas, habéis arrasado de principio a fin, 6-0, 6-1, poquísimos errores no forzados, muchísimos winner. ¿Cómo os habéis sentido? Delfi, enhorabuena.
How did you feel with this game, Delfi, specifically you, about this game?
Sí, muy bien, hola a todos, gracias por venir de vuelta. Creo que hoy fue un gran partido, nos sentimos súper bien, gracias equipo. Nada, súper contentas de haber hecho el partido que hicimos, de sumar estos games para el equipo y la clasificación que nos viene muy bien. Así que nada, ahora esperar al partido de los chicos.
Thanking everyone for being here, to the team also, and happy because they are adding more points towards the qualifying.
Bueno, Gemma, el año pasado ya ganasteis en Nueva York y este año vais con la misma sensación y con el mismo objetivo para mañana aquí hacerlo en el primer evento en Miami.
How do you feel here in Miami and the sensations that you are having?
Bueno, sí, acabamos de empezar. Es verdad que hoy hemos jugado muy bien, muy contentas de dar otro puntito al Flowrida Goats. Y bueno, queda mucho camino, pero evidentemente sí, el equipo tiene ganas de ganar, pero paso a paso.
There's still a long way. The team wants to actually win, and we are going little bit by little bit, but happy with the results.
Enhorabuena, Delfi, Gemma, que no se mueva nadie porque viene el partido de los chicos entre estos dos equipos. Hasta ahora, a continuación.